Get over here!
We've done all we can. We have prepared to the best of our abilities because, as you'll notice, our gold is gone.
We spent a lot of money.
Yep, and we spent all of it in outfitting our characters to the best of our ability, which, by the way, we're not going to need that silver card anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and give that over. I'm going to keep it, though, because something tells me we may need it in the post-game, because we do have plans for that, but that comes later.
We could use that speed wing, though.
I was going to say, like, who do you want to give that speed wing to?
Yeah, who needs more speed?
That's a great question. Oh, your cap at speed at Emblem is 24, really? Wait, wouldn't he get more if he uses speed wing?
Yeah, I think
that's how that works, right?
Would overcap him, I believe. Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. Ephraim's always not a bad choice for that. Myrrh, I don't think needs it.
Yeah, she's more of a single attack nuke.
Yeah. Ross might not be a bad choice, actually.
I can see it on Ross.
Garrick's not a bad choice either.
Yeah, my vote actually is for Ross.
Alright, let's give it to Ross then. We're gonna have to do a bit of a trade here, but that's fine.
Here, Myrrh, hold this dragon axe. I don't like this axe.
Well, okay, he has the other dragon axe.
No, you handed her Garm.
Isn't Garm like a wolf? If I recall correctly.
Maybe. I don't know what Garm is.
I know Garm is Norse. Like that much I know for sure. I think he's like the wolf beast of hell.
You are right.
There it is. Yep.
Oh yeah, associated with Hell or Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be interesting sometime to read about what how that relates. If it's kind of like Fenrir and other tellings or something, but
yeah, but the long and short of it is that Garm is trapped in hell, and his release, along with everything else that all the whole chain of events, is what starts off Ragnarok. All right, so how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chapter 20 of Let's Play Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm the ComicFoil.
We're in the endgame now.
Yeah, this is not the final chapter, but it is the point of no return.
Yeah, the instant we enter the Black Temple in the Darkling Woods, we are committing ourselves to the final showdown. And, yeah, that's pretty much, that's pretty much all we got. Because, yeah, we do have some skirmishes that we can do in the overworld, but I think we've pretty much outfitted ourselves to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
We're pretty much at the point where we can, comfortably, head in there. And, before we go, a couple of people have actually addressed, what we're going to do with the Lagdao Ruins. The Lagdao Ruins we can do now, but John and I decided that we're going to save that as a little post-game bonus for you guys.
Yeah,
so we can do that later.
That'll be fun because then we're also just unlock some fun things from doing it, which will just be neat to see.
Yeah, and we may do a little bit of grinding off-screen for that, just to make sure that we prepare ourselves fully for that, because the Lagdao Ruins, from what I have to understand, are not easy.
Yeah.
They are, for all intents and purposes, the post-game super challenge of Sacred Stones, which is kind of unique for Fire Emblem, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I don't know what the recommended level is for it.
I don't even remember how, long the Lagdao Ruins are, but we can tackle that another time.
I believe it's 10 levels.
10 levels?
Something like that.
Alrighty. So, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. According to legend, the sacred stones have sealed evil away from the world. 4 of the 5 stones have been destroyed, leaving only the last stone intact. The last stone must be protected to stave off the Demon King's restoration. Erica and company challenge the demons of Darkling Woods. According to legend, again, the original possessors of the sacred stones defeated the Demon King in Darkling Woods. His foul blood seeped into the land, corrupting every seed and every root. The once pristine forest was transformed by the flood of disease and venom. Legend says the Demon King's corpse lies there still, not dead, but dreaming. dreaming of when the last stone is crushed, and he will rise from his bed of rocks and worms to return to the surface. Within Darkling Woods, hideous fiends roam in increasing numbers, as if responding to some unheard call.
They got pretty colorful with the descriptions in this game.
I actually kind of like it, honestly.
The Fire Emblem localization teams do a good job.
They do. Here we go.
A moment more, and my rebirth will be unstoppable, irreversible. None remain who can stop me now.
So, you've returned, have you? You can clothe yourself in human flesh, but you cannot hide your foul mane. 800 years wasn't long enough, Demon King.
One of the Dragonkin. I've seen your face before, Lizard. Yes, during the accursed battle so long ago, when those wretched men bound me in their fetters. They fought with an ally from the Dragonkin at their side. I believe his name was Morva.
The protection of the Blessed Stones is lost. The dark is rising. Malevolence given will and form now walk these lands unopposed. Ancient King of Shadows, they appear to be waiting for you.
Very perceptive. And now, I am here. I must tell them their wait is over. I must tell them I have been reborn. Be gone, dragon. I am changed. I can no longer be stopped by the likes of you.
I live and breathe to protect mankind. I cannot abandon them to you. Now, as it once did long ago, these woods will witness your defeat.
So, your dragon blood still runs so hot that you would dare to stop me. Dragons. That reminds me. Not long back, I fought a rabble of men who traveled with a dragon child. Tell me, Morva, was that your daughter?
Myr left this place long ago to test the limits of your influence. Could she have...
Could she have what? Pray, continue.
You will answer me. Your reply will determine...
Such information has no use to you now. You have dared to challenge me. You have no time for joy or sorrow. No, best to focus now on this, the moment of your death. I would hate for you to miss it.
He just threw that little bit in about Myr to get him off balance.
Yep.
This is awful darkness. It's hard coming out of the Fomortis voice.
Give it a bit.
This awful darkness.
I know, I can feel it too.
This is Darkling Woods. It was here the heroes met the Demon King with the sacred stones and defeated him. I've heard the lingering energies of that battle are the source of the monsters. But I never imagined it would be as bad as this.
It's worse than before. It's grown so much stronger. Simply standing here is a struggle. But we don't need to worry. My father is here. He'll take care of everything. Your father? Over there! On the other side of the swamp is the Black Temple of the Demon King. My father stands guard near it. This is where my father and I have lived for as long as I can remember.
I see. So this forest is like a home to you.
Uh-huh. I get to see father again. So happy. My foster father leads the dragon tribe. In the last great war, both of my true parents were killed. Morva took me in and raised me as though I were his own child.
So that's how you came to live here.
My father holds back the monsters that are born in Darkling Woods. He's so strong and so very gentle. One day I hope to be like him.
Myr, what's wrong?
Princess Erica, Prince Ephraim, we're under attack! A horde of those foul beasts is headed straight for us!
Myr, are you well? If you're ill, we should get you to...
No, it's nothing. I'll fight with you. I'll fight, and we'll drive back the Dark Children.
Reeve, I'm leaving this to you. As you wish. Please proceed with the rites of resurrection, sire.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so they got a Zombo Drago.
We'll address that in a moment. So, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves situated for this battle, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Oh, Mer, I feel so bad for you right now.
Yeah!
Okay, so lots of monsters. Really big map, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is going to take a while.
This is the biggest chapter of the game. It has a lot of waves of reinforcements that come in based on progression.
Yeah. Like, mainly from these caves, right?
Yeah. And eventually, Reeve also has the power to, like, port them in.
Oh, geez. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Yeah, so we're dealing with Reeve once more, this time for real. We saw him in the last chapter, but we couldn't necessarily get to him because of those massive amount of reinforcements that were coming in on us.
Yeah, though fun fact, he's got lower stats now than he did last time.
Oh, did he?
At least less HP.
Huh. I didn't know. Why did he get a nerf? I guess it's because,
my
like, we're...
headcanon is that he has been traveling without rest.
Fair. I suppose in a way also, like, you know, Reeve is kind of meant to not die in the last chapter because, or like meant to not be defeated in the last chapter because that's a feat in and of itself.
Yeah.
And right next to him is this guy, Morva.
Yep.
Leader of the Manakee tribe, he was turned into a Draco zombie by Leon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
That fight didn't go very well for him.
No, it did not. So, yep, no other thing to do except push forward. One thing we can do is, depending on how these guys fare, we could see how, well, not Cyrene, but mainly Vanessa. I'm actually curious to see what Cyrene can do against these guys. I don't think she does too well. Not terrible, actually.
Yeah.
And that's with a lance.
We would just have to watch that archer up there.
Yeah, good call. This guy's got a steel bow.
Also keep an eye out. Check any of the moguls for shadow shot.
Oh, you know what? Good call. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, for some reason, like, I knew that the Gorgons can have shadow shot. The moguls can too?
Yep.
Huh.
I think it's just that one, but...
Archmogul.
Yeah, I knew there was at least one.
I imagine there might be... Yeah, there you go. Oh, dude, like, they surrounded the area with shadow shot moguls.
Okay, well, I guess they made it easy on us in... At least. It's the red ones. They're easy to identify.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to go forward and, like, do what we do best. So, yeah, right there, that's our...
Now, those gargoyles in the middle of the map are probably going to come right for us. Those guys there.
Yeah.
So what maybe we could do is wait for those guys to come in, and after that's done, we could send Vanessa on a mission to start eliminating Archmoguls.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, I do trust Vanessa could probably handle that. Let's put a pin on that for now, though, because here's the problem. Is even if she does make it here, she's got a bunch of these, like, bone walkers that she's gonna have to deal with if she goes in for that.
Yeah.
So let's just... I think right now our best bet is just to move forward and keep everyone as a group for now, and if we want to send someone on solo missions later, we can.
Go along this northern spiral here.
Yeah, I think our best bet is just to kind of, like, go around here and start going to the north, and we can send Vanessa up to that one first, so to clear the way. But then again, archers! Yeah, this is not gonna be easy.
They put a lot of thought into this one.
No, I kind of dig that, honestly. But let's just let's do what we do best. So we're gonna start with that situation right up there, and this is going to be Gilliam's job.
The speedrun version of this map is pretty funny.
Yeah.
What they do is they put Erica being carried over by a flyer, usually Vanessa or Cormag.
Yeah.
And they get somebody with a berserk staff, and they just keep doing Berserk on Morva until it works, and then he'll walk off the
No way!
he'll walk off the gate, and Erica can run up and seize it.
I did not know you could do that.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I'm actually... Now that you mention that, we never did pick up a Berserk staff, did we?
I don't think so.
I've never spotted it. By the way, that's another thing. You're gonna see that Lute has a bolting on standby in case things get hairy. So we have that to fall back on as well. I'm honestly a bit surprised that we found a use for Cyrene, but I think part of that is because we didn't have we did lose some units like Seth. Like if Seth were still alive, we'd totally be using him.
Now I know we got a staff last time called Latona.
Yes.
And that's something that we're gonna want to hang on to for the final boss.
Yes. Right now I equipped Natasha with a fortify staff.
Yeah.
That'll have to do for now.
Because yeah, Latona can recover multiple units, and the final boss has a move that can put a bunch of units to sleep.
Inez can support Vanessa.
I don't think Vanessa's doing anything else.
Yeah. Do we want to just go with that?
Yeah.
Vanessa, are you alright?
Prince Inez. Yes, I'm fine. I'm glad you are fine, sir.
Good, Vanessa. Your contributions to this war and also to Frelia as a whole have been very valuable.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. I was so worried when a messenger from Carsino told us that you were in danger. I worried for your safety.
Nothing is going to happen to me. It's still very strange to me that you are grown up and worry about me now. When you first joined the Knights, you were just a girl. You've really grown, Vanessa.
Well, I'm still learning.
You're a great knight now. I'm counting on you, Vanessa.
Yes, I'll protect you at any cost.
Vanessa, you don't need to protect me. It's the other way around. As the Prince of Frelia, I have a duty to protect you.
Oh, yes, I didn't mean to offend.
But remember, I am counting on you.
Thank you, Prince.
Huh. That's uncharacteristically, nonchalant of Inez, the way he's talking to Vanessa.
That's actually my favorite pairing for Inez.
Really?
He and Vanessa can get married.
That one I knew about. I guess
so mean to Cyrene.
It is. I guess I just never realized how, casual he speaks to her.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe it's a connection thing because he knew Cyrene since she was a girl?
Yeah, they've clearly known each other since they were young.
Mm-hmm. Which again makes it funny with the whole thing with Cyrene because Vanessa and Cyrene are sisters if I recall.
Yep. Yeah, Cyrene is Vanessa's older sister.
Soon. It happens soon. The Demon King will be restored to all his former glory, and I, his faithful servant, will bask in his radiant power. Then I will have my revenge on those who scorned me. The Demon King has created for me a fine weapon, a Draco zombie. This fierce beast and I will guard the Black Temple's entrance. As long as we stand watch, no one will interrupt his rituals. We will drown all who dare approach in his virulent mud. In this virulent mud.
I don't know why, but for some reason I got Dr. Nefarious vibes from Reeve.
Yeah.
Soon, everyone in Carsino will bask in the liberty and equality of the Demon King's righteous, iron-fisted rule.
All those who scorn me will die in horrible...
We now return you to all my servants.
Oh, Inez, I have been in love with you forever.
Sorry, Cyrene. I just don't feel that way.
Oh, my prince, how could you?
Oh, goodness.
I must compete for the heart of the Renee princess, but first, I must kill the Renee prince. Dun dun!
The Ratchet and Clank series is just so much fun for all the dumbest reasons, and I love it. Okay, so we got quite a bit of a thing coming here. Thankfully, these it gets pretty much prevent anyone from going too crazy here. So we should... Ooh, I have an idea. Vanessa, you have the Philly shield. You have the Philly shield!
Yep.
You don't have a ranged weapon!
Nope.
Crap!
Cyrene? Trade?
Yeah.
Borrow that Axe Reaver, maybe.
I think I know how I can do this. I'm gonna hold off on that for now.
Okay.
Because what I want to do...
You want to dance Vanessa to take out the Gorgon?
Not quite. What I want is Cyrene to actually bait the Gorgon by going here.
You mean Vanessa?
Or Vanessa to bait the Gorgon by going here.
Okay.
So I think what we can do... What do you got? Steel Lance. Yeah, this'll work. Man, Garrick, your power!
It is really weird to me how, like, Ratchet and Clank was kind of always put up next to Sly Cooper and Jak and Daxter as, like, the three PS2 platformer powerhouse things, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But Ratchet's the only one that's really still going.
Yeah, that's true. Then again, like, even Ratchet and Clank took a while for that to get back to fruition, too, given the circumstances.
Yeah. And I kind of like I mean, personally, I kind of... Just because I'm an old man, there's something I like more about the older Ratchets and Clanks just because of, like... Just, like, the feel of the older ones a little bit more. I mean, the gameplay stays consistently good, but...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's, like... There's this satirical edge to the first two Ratchet and Clank games especially that I feel like has gotten kind of lost.
Ah, okay. No, I can understand that notion.
Like, I really do not care for the movie.
Most can't, honestly. Like, the movie is... The movie's a thing.
It's just like... The point... Part of the point of Ratchet and Clank was that Ratchet... Like, Clank was in it to... Like, Clank had this destiny to fulfill to stop, Chairman Drek and to save the universe and stuff like that. And he was paired up with Ratchet, who just kind of, like, wanted to go out and have adventures.
Yeah.
And, like, Ratchet wasn't a bad guy, but he was, like... kind of in it for himself.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of a big lunk. He, you know, was more interested in the, like, sky surfing and the, like, trying to get...
He was an adventurer.
Yeah, and he was just kind of, like... He was getting kind of pulled along on Ratchet's mission, and at a lot of points he doesn't even, like, really care about what happens to the universe, but Clank keeps... like, insisting they keep trying to save the galaxy. And even when they do, Ratchet's like, oh yeah, and then I'll, like, be a hero and I'll get accolades for being a hero.
Nice one, Vanessa.
So to see kind of the, like, more recent take of Ratchet as this, like, starry-eyed wanderer who, like, the, when they did the movie and then they also made a remake of the first game as, like, kind of a retcon of the whole series. Not even a retcon, just, like, a reboot.
Yeah.
And they make it like Ratchet wants to, like, join these, like, superheroes because it's just, like, such a complete 180 of the character they originally wrote.
Yeah, I can definitely see, like, where you're coming from with that. Like, the thing is, like, the movie was... I'm gonna be honest, the movie was just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I don't really... I don't really, like, put too much stock in the movie, personally, because it was just kind of a thing that happened. I understand that they put effort in it, but it kind of ended up being, for lack of a better term, if I may be honest, a nothing burger.
Yeah.
It wasn't until, in my opinion, we got, a crack in time where things started to, like, come together a little bit more for, like, the actual revival of the Ratchet and Clank series. And yeah, from what I can tell, like, A Crack in Time was fantastic. Like, it was really good. It was a really good game.
Yeah.
I honestly was like didn't know what to expect with the alternate universe, like Lombax, and having like, you know, a female Lombax suddenly. But honestly, I think they handle it really well.
I think, wasn't it? Because I think there was another Lombax in the older games, and then when they add the plot point that like Ratchet is supposedly the last Lombax, they kind of forget that character existed.
Ross, can we talk about that? No, I'd rather we didn't. Oh, that's why. It's a stone spell. Ihwe.
Oh, do we have any restores?
We do have a restore staff in the convoy. We have to pull it out.
Okay.
Come on. That ain't cool. Do you have any range? No, you don't. No, you don't, which is good. Oh. I kind of want to keep Myr there.
Okay.
Just have her take that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we do have something that we can do to get that situated. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm fine with these guys kind of like going here and just taking care of business.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just let all these units come up to us.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to destroy the Gorgon, because if anybody else gets turned to stone, it's gonna be...
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna have Garrick do it. Garrick has a little more consistency than Ross does. Damn, that stone has like that range.
Yep.
Hmm.
You could do it with Myr. Myr would probably one-shot, but then she wouldn't be able to stay here to tank the gargoyles.
That's fine. I trust Myr to be able to handle this, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it with Myr. Oh. No animation?
I think what was happening there is for whatever reason... Oh, because... Wait, Yeah, why did that happen?
I don't know why that happened.
Was it counting her as, like, in flight and it doesn't have a, like, flying in... Like...
I don't know.
In the air?
That was a little weird. Okay, you got a Sword Slayer. Good to know. Poison Axe and Steel Axe. Oh, this just got potentially very delicious. Okay, I'm fine with this. I'm actually very fine with this. So, Ross, you're going to handle this. Yeah, we can stick with the Dragon Axe. There, that better? Very.
That wasn't.
Shut up, Loot!
Lude, how can you see my stack routes?
It's just about reading.
Hey, wait a second, I can read!
I know you can. It's just not very well.
Oh no, Lude can see the HUD. She's become self-aware.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and give him a light heal. Why not? Let's have Luke do it. Actually, yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna be stingy with items at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we're here to win. What did you, did you ever really get into the, PlayStation era of those kinds of games? Like, I know you mentioned that Ratchet & Clank was, like, the only one just now.
I wasn't really a PlayStation kid growing up, so a lot of that stuff I've gone into after the fact. Like, I didn't grow up with Ratchet & Clank or Sly Cooper or any of that. I just kind of filled it in. One
franchise I did grow up with from the PlayStation era, and that's purely because, like, one of my best friends from, like, when I was living in New Jersey, right? One of my best friends had a PlayStation as well, and we would go over to his place and play it all the time. and my introduction to the PlayStation roster was Crash Bandicoot. Because we liked playing Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped!
My sister had a PS1 that she didn't really do much with. I now have that PS1.
Nice.
And one of the games she had was Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Great game, by the way.
But she didn't like me to play her PlayStation,
Oh, yeah?
so I didn't get to play it very often.
Oh, jeez. Nah, she's fine, don't worry.
Yeah, nobody's gonna do any damage to her.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to restore Vanessa.
Oh, well, she's not in danger, so
Yeah, so we're fine for now.
we can get that at any time.
Uh-huh. It's funny, too, because, like, I know a lot of the people in my friend group, grew up with, like, different games of the PlayStation era. I know some people were into Ratchet and Clank. Gage, super into Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely into Jak and Daxter. I grew up with Crash Bandicoot, in a way. Not as much as I grew up with, like, you know, Mario and Zelda, but I still, like, hold Crash Bandicoot, in regards to, like, you know, my childhood and whatnot, you know?
I've now played, I've played the Insane Trilogy, and I've played the new, Crash 4.
Yeah. Crash 4 was actually like, better than I was expecting it to be, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's really good.
It was actually really good.
As long as you don't want to 100% it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that can be said about pretty much, like, the entirety of the Crash Bandicoot series, I'm not gonna lie.
Crash 4 is on such a different level.
I
though.
will agree with you on that one. It's kind of insane.
It feels like there were a lot of people who were Crash fans and they would, like, you know, make a habit of, like, starting over and 100%ing it from scratch, like you do with a lot of games.
Yeah.
I think they were always games that, like, incentivized you to try and go for the 100%.
Mm-hmm. And Crash 3 had that interesting thing about, like, 105%.
Yeah.
Like, kind of similar to how Banjo-Kazooie treated it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, oh, they've been, like... The fans have been, like, completing these games over and over again for the past 14 years or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like Toys for Bob said, like, okay, we're gonna make one, and you're gonna be completing this game for another 14 years. Just once.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it's such a like all or nothing approach to completion.
A little bit. I will say, like, Crash 4 definitely fulfills that role of ridiculous requirements for completion. I still think, like, there are some other games that, like, are far worse with it. Like, do we want to talk about Hyrule Warriors?
Hyrule Warriors is up there.
Hyrule Warriors' requirement for completion is kind of batshit insane.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going back to that whole Constitution strategy with Garrick. He's got himself a Silver Blade.
Yeah, looking good, Garrick, my man.
Dude, like... Yeah, I still find this to be true, and a lot of people in the comments seem to agree. Garrick is easily one of the most consistent and just straight-up best units, like, stat-wise, numbers-wise, class-wise, in this game. In the context of this game, absolutely, and then definitely in the context of Fire Emblem as a whole. Garrick is solid. Alright, so, how else do I want to go about this? I think next up is going to be you, Franz.
Yeah, if you just want somebody who's, like, no bells or whistles, just, like, a great martial fighter.
Oh, yeah, like, if you want to be fancy, go with, like, you know, Marissa or Joshua. If you want to get the job done, you go with Garrick. Speaking of which, look at that crit chance!
Wow. There we go. Won the coin flip.
That's fine, though. That's actually really interesting how you can turn Franz and Gilliam into crit monsters with that strategy. I kinda dig it. I actually really dig it.
Last night, while I was doing some video editing, I had on the background some GDQ speedruns.
Yeah?
I watched a speedrun of Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh boy.
That was really interesting.
Uh-huh.
Where it's basically It's basically solo Robin
Okay.
to do the speed run.
That makes a lot of sense actually when you put it that way.
It's solo Robin with like Frederick giving support in a couple early missions because he's already leveled up. Yeah, and you can either this one did the pair up mechanic a lot where it was Robin with Chrom.
Yeah.
Though you can also do it with Robin and Lucina, I guess.
Makes sense. Speedruns of like strategy games always fascinate me because it's like while a lot of speedruns rely obviously on the likes of execution, like understanding like the inner workings of the mechanics and everything, with strategy RPG games, like you have to like know how to select, like menu select properly, know like, oh, what strategies are best for what situation type of thing. It's honestly really fascinating.
And what's interesting, while they were talking about it, they were like, see, this is a part that can kill the run right here if we're just unlucky, because they use Gale Force, so they spec Robin into a Falconite.
Okay, yeah, Gale Force makes a... Yeah, that's another thing, is because, like, I imagine speedrunning, might be like an interesting beast when it comes to this sort of thing, because there's a lot of RNG involved.
Yeah, so there was at least a few parts where they were like, okay, so for the speedrun we need to throw Robin face first through this army of units. 2 of them have bows, let's just hope they don't both hit.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, we're done.
Huh. That's really fascinating, honestly.
And I guess for GDQ, you're, like, not done, but you would just have to, like, restart that chapter.
I mean, if you're doing a speedrun, I imagine restarting might not be the greatest strategy, like, in general.
Yeah.
Like, how much time do you lose?
Yeah, and if you're, like, actually going for records and stuff, if anything like that happens, you just abandon the run. But at GDQ, you're doing it for a live stream, for entertainment, for charity, so
yeah,
you kind of have to deal with whatever bad RNG you get.
Dude, I love watching games done quick, because, like, they pull off some of the craziest crap I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Playing through video games. Easily one of my favorites, is, the time when someone did the entirety of Punch-Out blindfolded, which was fascinating to me because, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because it's all pattern recognition.
You could do it on audio cues and...
audio cues, timing. Like, the biggest challenge the guy had when it comes to playing that game and speedrunning it blind is the menus, because, like, it's not just like, oh, pressing up and down on a menu. No, you have to point the thing at the screen, and it's like, you don't know what you're pointing at. Super cool and super entertaining. Nice, Garrick.
There's a speedrun of Paper Mario. I think I'm saying this in the right order. There's a speedrun of Paper Mario that starts an Ocarina of Time.
What?
or it might be the other way around. But
explain.
I know it's so you're playing it on original N64 hardware. The N64 had a way of keeping data for a little bit after you pull the cartridge out, but it like only held this data for like 1.12 seconds. That's what Banjo-Kazooie's Stop and Swap was originally supposed to.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're getting at.
Now, in certain situations, if it doesn't know what to do with the data, it might misinterpret what is. So there's a way to play Ocarina of Time up to a certain point, pull it out, put in Paper Mario. Paper Mario gets confused, and because of the data that you sent it from Ocarina of Time, it'll put you in like the last dungeon of Paper Mario.
What? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or something like that. I might be getting the details wrong. But
I get what I know what you're getting at.
You create like a data overflow error, and then it says, "Oh, I guess we're in the last world."
That's wild. I know there are similar exploits you can do. Like one in particular is is the 1-1 warp glitch in Yoshi's Island. I don't know if you recognize that one. Yeah, it's the one where it's like you walk into a pipe in a wonky position, and the game doesn't know. Oh, like the positioning of this is wrong. Like I don't know what to transition to. Okay, default to 1-1, and suddenly you're warped to 1-1, and you can still complete the level by that. That one I learned from Game Champ.
But after you beat World 1, after you beat that level 1-1, the game still thinks you're in the level you originally went into.
Yep.
So it's like, yay, you beat World 5-6.
It's crazy what people can come up with, just from like understanding the, just from understanding like the inner workings of like how programming works in general.
Yeah.
Easily one of the most batshit insane examples I recall is when Maximilian, like I showed you this video, Maximilian like reacted to this, is when he was watching the video of this guy doing this 1 star in Hazy Maze Cave.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In half a jump.
Yeah, it's like in as few A presses as possible.
And like apparently he managed to figure out how to do it in a half an A press. and like a lot of it has to do with how
because A is already held down when you enter the level, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, and a lot of it is like, you know, input registry.
Yeah.
It's funny because I forget what it's called, but that's actually like a very common thing that's used all the time in competitive fighting games. Because, like, you know, the way inputs work in certain fighting games,
some inputs are on the press and some are on the release.
Yeah, like, if you do a, if you, like, in some games, if I recall correctly, for example, Ryu's Hadouken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ryu's Hadouken, you press, like, down, forward, and punch, right? What is, like, potentially you could do is, like, some people would be like, oh, I'm gonna do this punch, but I'm going to hold it and then do the quarter circle forward release, and you still get the Hadouken.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of really nuanced strategies with that with certain characters, especially in Marvel. Dude, like the competitive scene has like boiled Marvel 3 down to such a science that it baffles my mind.
Yeah.
And they're still figuring crazy crap out nowadays.
It's like the best and worst thing about Marvel 3.
It really is.
It's so exploitable, but like I am, like, enamored with how people have exploited it.